We're pretending to go live.
Now we're live. We are now live.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, let's make sure I got my volume all the way up here. Okay, that's pretty better. All right. Hi, Dan.
Coming to you live from Renton there, Kat. How's everything in your neck?
Are you in Renton, Dan?
I'm in Renton, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm coming to you live from Clearview, Washington.
Renton is kind of like drive-through territory for you, right? On your way to Auburn?
Yeah, it is. It is drive-through territory on my way to Auburn. There's no question there. And if you get to Auburn and your credit card number disappears, or you wind up with some extra charges, I wouldn't stop at the Shell station. I should have said that. I had my credit card number stolen. The cashier actually took it out of my hand because they didn't have I'm just buying a bottle of water. And well, lo and behold, the next 3 hours, apparently I was shopping at Target several times, a couple purchases at Starbucks, Papa Murphy's, all within a couple of hours. And meanwhile, I've driven home from Auburn.
Doesn't look like you added a pound. You haven't added a pound? Nothing. You look great for eating all that pizza.
And I got a $50 gift certificate from Starbucks. I don't know, not sure who did all this shopping, but I can promise you I was in my car driving home. Somebody had a good time on my credit card.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry about that, but
yeah, that was
but
that's uncomfortable.
They got that fixed quick, so that's good.
Yeah, so I got a new card on Tuesday morning. So that happened on Saturday. Yep, got a new card on Tuesday, and all's well that ends well. Although, the credit card company is $350 lighter. So somebody had a good time.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've had a lot of stuff happening in the last few days. A lot of action.
Yeah.
And I know you've been busy, and I know the markets have been busy too. So
yeah, it's slowing down a little.
Well, real estate markets have been slowing down, but the credit markets have been jumping. They've been really busy.
You mean the lending market?
Yeah, the lending market.
Interest rates. Yeah, interest rates have had a little bit of a roller coaster there. A little bit of a drop out of the sky, and then a little boost back up. That's
right. And we've got a bit of a breather going on right now until next Wednesday, the 14th, and we have the consumer price index coming out. So that'll be the next big report coming out. But yeah, it's been a crazy market. And I'll tell you what, I'll take about 2 minutes, walk through what's been going on, and then we can move on to the exciting stuff here in Western Washington.
I'm going to push pause on you guys on TikTok because you guys can't see him, and I know it's. Oh, thank you for saying very pretty. I love that. Thank you, Gary. I'm going to come right back. I'm just going to I'm going to pause it right here for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you know what?
No, I just listen. I don't want. I lose all my people. I figure people aren't going to stay tuned if they can't see it.
Oh,
so I keep forgetting to do that.
Put them back on, and then we'll do the real estate first, and then we'll come back to the interest rate stuff at the end.
Are you sure?
That's a better way to go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can figure out how to
bring them back up. Yeah. I don't want you to lose your audience.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna go live up front, right in front. But then we were talking about other stuff, and I thought, well, I'll capture this. So I went ahead and went live. But all right, you can do this.
Okay. So yeah, it's been a kind of a long hot summer. Well, it's not that hot, but it's been a long summer.
It's not really hot. It's like 70 something degrees out right now.
It's really nice weather for the summertime.
It's glorious for August in Washington. It's just glorious. It is 70, mid 70s. Going to a concert this evening in Mill Creek Town Center with some friends of mine. They always get the front table. It's kind of the restaurateurs, the restaurant owner saves them their front seat for the concerts every year.
That's so nice. Oh,
So I'm friends of theirs, so I get to enjoy the concert from the front table.
you got the VIP seats. Oh, goodness.
We
That's
got
nice.
VIP seats. I love it. They're good customers of that particular restaurant, and I have been to over the years. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to the concert in Mill Creek this evening. Starts at, I think, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that's when I'm going to be there. That's why we're doing our live now.
Yep. I've got a few things to take care of here as well, so we'll jump right into it. Which county you want to get to first?
Okay, should we start with King?
King is the king. Let's start with King.
Let's start with King County, guys. Okay, that's not right. I printed out the wrong one. I'm gonna have to read it from my own.
Well, I can help you out here.
So King County 1.5 month supply of inventory. 40% of sellers went under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th. So 50% of sellers went under contract within the first 2 weeks on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 20th. Did I do that right? Yep. And then 43% of sellers in King County set offer review dates. So, still pretty good market, pretty good sellers market in King County. Snohomish is waning, which is where I have a listing that's been on the market now for 5 or 6 days. And no offers yet. So we're hoping soon. I did knock on a lot of doors, Dan.
That's what I hear. You got a lot of exercise. Well, you had to work off all that pizza you ate down in Auburn.
All that pizza from Auburn. Yeah, the pizza that I bought in Auburn at Papa Murphy's.
Papa Murphy's, it's delicious.
Stolen credit card.
I
knocked on 84 doors on Friday before I held my open house from 4:30 to 6:30, and I had 6 neighbors show up during that open house, and then a couple of regular buyers. And then on Saturday, I knocked on another 35 doors and had several buyers, several neighbors show up at the open house on Saturday afternoon. And I think it was from 11:30 to 1:30, and a couple of buyers out looking without their agents. And then Sunday I held a really early open house, 9:30 to 11:30, because I had to show in I had to show in concrete. So and 2 houses on concrete on Sunday. I had a listing appointment in Auburn on Saturday afternoon, which is why I held an open house fairly early on Saturday as well. And so we got a cool house on the Green River coming on the market here in about a month. And it's going to be neat. I'm taking my landscaper down there on Saturday. Going to meet him down there. And we're going to see what kind of magic we can work on this upcoming listing.
You could do salmon fishing right from the backyard, right?
You can see the Green River from the backyard. Yeah, right now, at least you will be able to by the time the landscaper gets done with it, because right now they let the vegetation grow up. So you really can't see it right now. You can see the river down the way because the neighbors don't have vegetation blocking it, but you'll be able to see the river. You should be able to see it right out the backyard.
Oh, nice.
So you might be able to see it from in the house. So that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. That's very cool.
Pretty excited about that. So, and we got them all hooked up with the Windermere Ready program, Dan. So the Windermere Ready program provides up to $100,000 in assistance in getting your house ready for the market. If you need the funds, they just draw off your equity as long as you have 75% equity or less. More or more. Then they'll give you a loan. So my clients tapped into that. They got it the first day. They applied in the morning. We had an approval by 4:30 that afternoon.
Wow.
So got approved in one day. The funds will be in their account 10 days later. So next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday. And I think quite amazing. That is what I have to say for that. So they'll have funds to be able to get their house ready for market. They're going to get the carpets done, the hardwoods refinished, landscaping tackled. There's a couple of holes in the ceiling when somebody was doing some work in the attic that they fell off the, they went through the ceiling. Let's put it that way. So there's that. And then it really does need a blowout on the interior. It needs new paint on the walls and the ceiling. We could go around and try to touch it up, but it's been that color for 6 or 7 years and probably not going to be a good match for paint. So for all the walls and ceilings. So I think we're just going to have a painter blow it out. So we've got a couple bids for that coming in. And that's about it. That's about all that really needs to be done. We're going to build a deck. So it'll be nice 10 by 20 foot deck in the back. And I got a bid for about $4,000 for the deck. And I tell you, it made me happy. I was worried it was going to be more than that. So $4,000 for a nice 10 by 20 foot deck made out of cedar, I think sounds good. It'd be a nice place to relax and watch the river roll by from the back, back of the house. So anyway, that's that listing that I'm supposed to talk about upcoming listings, but I got to get it ready for market, So anyway, so should we do Snohomish, Dan?
Let's do Snohomish. Let's move over to Snow. Because Snohomish is lagging behind King this week.
Snohomish is taking a bit of a tumble. Snohomish usually is king of the crowd when it comes to statistics and having a hot market, and they have fallen from grace this last couple of weeks. This last week is especially terrifying, especially if you've got a new listing on the market like I do. It's available now, guys. $650,000 sold for his townhome. It's almost 1,600 square feet. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. I appreciate it. So that the townhome, the HOA dues are only $155 a month, and they take care of the exterior, and they clean the exterior windows twice a year, and they keep the gutters cleaned. So kind of a cool package for $155 a month.
I have something to say for your TikTok followers.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Thank you very much for the hearts, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. See,
oh, he pulled that one out of the hat.
Pulled it out of somewhere, that's for sure.
Okay, so I gotta tell you guys, so Snohomish County, only 26% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th. So that's a far cry from where we were just a couple months ago or even a couple of weeks ago. So Snohomish County not seeing as many homes get under contract that first 7 days. It's why I did not choose to set an offer review date on my listing that I listed last Thursday. Is I felt, for one thing, townhomes, I think, move a little bit slower and there's less attention on, but also the market has been softening. Even though 40% of sellers did set offer review dates in Snohomish County last week, that's a pretty big disparity between the number of percentage of sellers getting under contract and the number of sellers that have stars in their eyes and are setting offer review dates. That's probably should be trimmed back a tad, guys. So anyway, 2 week data is not so bad, but you guys have to remember that 2 week data is 2 weeks ago, 2 to 4 weeks ago. And we've got 44% of sellers in Snohomish County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 20th. But again, that's early July numbers. So we're headed into August here, and the most recent data is showing the market slowing down significantly. So buying opportunity for buyers, you guys. So lots and lots of price reductions out there. Great time to jump in the market. Interest rates are down a bit. So they came way down last week. They dropped like a rock, and then they came back up a little bit at the beginning of this week, according to my lending source, Dan Mellis with Nexa Mortgage. And so good buying opportunity right now, for sure. So especially in Snohomish County. So we've got, let's see, what's some other data I've got for Snohomish? We have median days on market in Snohomish County is still reflected as 7 days. that's going to go up going forward. So,
Yeah.
and we've got 1.4 months supply of inventory in Snohomish County.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so Snohomish County just seeing a bit of a slowdown here. We had, a really hot market this spring, winter and spring. And so, I'm a little shocked it's kind of dropped out the bottom. I think I keep saying everybody's on vacation. But anyway, so that's Snohomish County. So let's see. You guys, hey, Niger, you need some advice? What advice do you need? I got somebody asking me for advice.
Yes, ask Kat.
Well, we'll see. So yeah, if you guys have any real estate questions, I am looking at my screen. So go ahead and ask me questions, and I'll try to answer them as we go through here. But let's talk about Pierce County, right, Dan?
Let's talk about Pierce.
Dan likes Pierce County.
Bad boys down there. Yes.
Okay, let's see here. So Pierce County is actually Snohomish County and Pierce County running kind of neck and neck right now. 27% of sellers got their homes under contract within the first 7 days on the market in Pierce County if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th.
Running neck and neck for what? A race to the bottom?
Neck and neck for the 7-day data. Hey, listen, that's still a seller's market, right? You got a quarter of the homes going under contract within the first week on the market. That's still a good, strong seller's market. There's just a lot less chance it's going to be you going under contract, right? It's not even a 50-50 anymore. It's a 1 in 4. So, but that's okay. That's okay. Still a seller's market. So we've got 36% of sellers in 36% of sellers in Pierce County got under contract within the first 2 weeks on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 20th. 27% of sellers in Pierce County set offer review dates. And Pierce County month supply of inventory is up to 1.7 months at this point. Oh, shoot. I got to plug in, Dan. My battery says it's low. I forgot to plug in. Hold on.
Whoa.
Oh, Dan, you're not carrying the show, Dan.
Well, since Kat is plugging in here, let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at the interest rate market because it's been crazy. It has been very interesting. We'll take a look at the 10-year treasuries here real quick, and we'll knock this out. But a couple things to notice. One, we got down on Monday morning. Oh, you back?
I'm almost back.
Almost back. Okay, well, I'm
plugging in right now. Whew,
so we
caught it before we died.
So on Monday we got down to 3.67%, and this was really on the 10-year Treasury, and that was a pretty awesome drop. I mean, in like 8 days we went from 4.29% down to 3.6. Well, my math isn't so good. 3.67%. So I mean, we're talking a good solid 60 basis points in 8 days, which is very unusual. We've seen from high to low. If we go back to late April, we've seen a full, little bit better than 100 basis points, or 1 full percentage point lower from top to bottom. And we're starting to we're bouncing off of that, and we're probably going to bounce. If I were to guess, somewhere back up to between 4.1 and 4.2% before we kind of turn things around again. But we'll see. It may not be that severe. But it's going to be interesting. A week from today, on August 14th, we're going to have the Consumer Price Index, and that's the next big report that's coming out. And if we can get that, jibing with the rest of the data, and especially the employment data, then I think that's going to be the catalyst to turn things around. So that was quick, easy, and we knocked that section out before.
That was pretty fast, Dan. That's probably one of the speediest sections you've ever done.
Well, yes, I do kind of just go along quite a bit, but today, no, we got to the employment stuff quick. So Well, that's not true. We got to the important stuff first off, and then we got to.
No, it's all important, Dan. Dan, interest rates are very important. They drive,
Actually,
drive the market, right?
they're kind of boring, but it is interesting that, well, they're not boring to me, but what is interesting about the stock market or the interest rate market is, it's been really a grind, just really slow moving, slow motion. It's been coming down, coming down. And then all of a sudden, in the course of 2 days, everything went kaplooey, in just a couple days.
Yep.
Yeah, everything just went wild.
I mean,
but
anybody who locked that day was in good shape.
Yes. So one of these days I'll tell my funny lock story. But anyways, we won't talk about that right now. But because we were talking locks on Monday, and I got some blowback from a customer on not too much, but it's like, are you sure this is a good time to lock? I thought interest rates are coming down. That's like, and we were right at the lows as we now see it.
Wow.
Well, that was a pretty good time to lock. So anyway, I won't say anything more, but we didn't talk too much about it because it was all hypothetical at the time, but it was an interesting conversation. Anyways, what were we discussing? We were talking Pierce, right?
We were talking Pierce, and we were headed to Mason. It's kind of where we were going. Yeah, okay. Mason.
Moving over to Mason.
You like my glasses match the sky.
They look very fashionable. Very good looking.
Okay, so Mason County is actually doing pretty well right now. 30% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th. They also had 30% of sellers get under contract within the first 2 weeks on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 20th. So their market appears to have picked up a tad, but we are dealing with very low numbers in Mason County, so it can be skewed very easily one way or the other with just a couple of transactions. So just keep that in mind. 5% of sellers set offer review dates. They don't really have a market down there that really warrants setting an offer review date unless you have that special property with waterfront or water views. And we've got average or a median of 20 days on the market in Mason County, so not terrible. So half the homes are selling in less than 20 days. So that's pretty good. And we've got 2.5 months supply of inventory in Mason County. So Mason County's got, more of a normal-ish market down there. It's still a tad bit of a seller's market, especially for those listings that sell within the first week. So, or two. So anyway, yeah, that's Mason County. Cool. Love Mason County. Got clients in Mason County. Great view.
Well,
so, hey, do you want to move on to Skagit? Skagit's got a raging market going on up there.
Raging.
It's pretty good. 28% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th. And what do we got? 44% of sellers got under contract with 44% got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between July 7th and July 20th. So pretty good numbers a couple weeks ago. They're kind of really on par with us right now in Snohomish County. Yeah. So they seem to be doing as well as we are, which is a little unusual. We got only 12% of sellers did set offer review dates in Skagit County last week. And their median days on market is 12 days. So a pretty good market for Skagit.
It's interesting. We cover 6 markets per week. And 3 of them right now are in the 20s for 7 days. Skagit.
That's right. We've got,
kind of peaked over at Pierce and Snohomish.
Snohomish and Pierce, right?
Yeah, and now we haven't even gotten to Kitsap. You want to go over to Kitsap?
Right. Hold on one sec. We got 1.6 months supply of inventory in Skagit County. Okay, now we can go to Kitsap.
Let's see what Kitsap says here.
So,
into the 30s.
Kitsap's a little bit stronger market than Snohomish and Pierce and Skagit right now for the 7-day data. They had 32% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between July 21st and July 27th. They had 30, is it 36? Yeah. They had 36% of sellers get under contract within the first 2 weeks on the market if they listed their home between July 7th and July 20th. So, 2 weeks ago, not looking that strong either for Kitsap. My daughter said it slowed down over there quite a bit. So let's see, 24% of sellers did set offer review dates last week, and that number has come down quite a bit as well recently. Their median days on market is 10. That's going to be going up. And they've got 1.6 months supply of inventory there in Kitsap County. So Kitsap County has also slowed down. Again, I think we're attributing mostly that to people going on vacation in August. A lot of that is because of that. Yeah. August is always a scary time to list your house.
Especially now, the first couple weeks of August are probably going to be pretty slow. And then after the first couple of weeks, you have folks coming back because it's about time to get the kids into school, basically.
Get the kids back into school. Yeah. So anyway,
so here we are. The dog days of summer. They're here. It's okay.
Yep, I like it, and it's cooler. It's cooler right now than it had been in parts of July. So getting up in the morning, it's been cloudy and or foggy, depending on where you live, for the first few hours, which has been really, really nice. So it gives the garden a little bit of a breather and from the unrelenting sun. So yeah. Well, how about you, dear? You getting out and enjoying this nice weather?
I have, yeah. It's been nice, and it's good weather to get out and do something because you can stay outside longer. You don't get sunburn or anything like that. You're not overheated. It's not the same as 40 years ago when I was younger, but you could go outside and play basketball on the blacktops and all that kind of stuff. You can't do that anymore, but it's beautiful weather out there. The last week, 2 weeks, it's been just perfect. Great weather.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Yeah. So anyway, fingers crossed, get some buyers through my townhouse this week. and we'll be knocking on a few more doors. There's 180 units in that community. I probably have 60, 70 doors that I haven't knocked on in there. So I'll probably hit some of those up on Friday morning, maybe. Go to knock on some doors and drop off some more brochures and invite people to the open house on Friday evening. Probably hold it open from 4:30 to 6:30, somewhere in there, because that was the best turnout I had last weekend was on Friday evening. So I'm going to go with that strategy again because I think it's a positive strategy. And Frank's tying up the last few loose ends with the inspection items. So be nice to have those tidied up before we get an offer anyway. So
well, good. Well, that is a good time
done today. And then a buyer can make an offer. So anyway, what else you got, Dan?
Well, right now, it's kind of it's a slow week. After Monday, all the explosive stuff that happened on Monday, the rest of this week is, I hate to say it, but it's boring. There's just nothing going on this week. Nothing really going on until next Wednesday when you get CPI. And then you've got the PCE numbers coming in about 2 weeks after that. And other than that, not a lot going on. I wish we had, I wish I had more to report on, but I'm not holding up my end of the bargain here, Kat. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I came up with a new buyer yesterday, and they're looking at a $1.25 million home in Snohomish over the next couple of days here. It's got a little duplex over the shop, and then it's a nice big main house, like 3,500 square feet or 3,000 square foot main house with some good tall ceilings, and it's got a big 3-car garage. Plus, it's got like this ginormous shop. There's like two shops. There's a garage. There's the attached garage. Then there's the garage with the duplexes, and then there's another pole building, I believe, and it's on 10 acres, so it's pretty cool. Talked to the agent today, and some neat backstory there. They did log it last year, I believe it was, and pulled a couple $100,000 out of the trees that were on the property, but now it looks like a bomb went off, right? So they left the piles of debris there. So there's 8 to 10 piles of debris. And the agent just says it looks like a catastrophe out there. 10 acres of logged trees. And then they did go back and they replanted. So DNR did issue the permit for the tree removal and the replanting. And so DNR just needs to go back out there and verify that the new trees are planted and there's enough of them.
Oh, I do have something that's coming out here this week that I'll give you a sneak peek if you'd like.
Sure. What do you got, Dan?
It's the FHA HUD $100 down program.
So $100 down?
$100 down. Yeah, I'm not joking. Yeah, $100 down.
All right. Okay.
The $100 down program. It's basically it's and as we go into slower economic times, I don't want to call it a recession, although I kind of think that's what we're headed towards.
I think people are batting the word recession around quite a bit right now.
Are they? Well, I'm sorry about that.
They're starting to bat it around. I think, I don't think the consensus is we're in one yet, but I think that, I think people are expecting, the experts are expecting we probably should be headed into one at some point here.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that? I think that's what I picked up on Bloomberg this morning.
Honestly, if we're right about the unemployment data, then it is going to go into recession. But anyway, I don't want to, be on a sour note here, but this, as things kind of devolve a little bit, you'll get more foreclosures. And one way to take advantage and get a great deal on a house is through the FHA $100 down program, because those are foreclosure programs. It's foreclosure homes, and they qualify with only $100 down. You can get a renovation loan on that FHA 203K renovation loan.
Oh, I see. Yeah, gotcha.
Because all of these houses are kind of beat up. They're foreclosure homes, and they're in different. Like there's 6 of them right now. I took a look at this afternoon before we came on, and there are 6 HUD homes in the entire state of Washington that are available.
I was going to say, there's not 6 in King County, is there?
No,
so the whole state of Washington. There's not a lot of foreclosures, you guys.
There's not much yet.
No.
But as things, kind of go to pieces, you're going to start to see more foreclosures, and it is a way for a first-time home buyer to be able to jump into a house, walk into some equity, and fix it up all in one loan, all in one transaction. And it's really clean. It's really easy to do. And I'll have more information coming out this weekend on it. I've been editing up the videos and all that kind of stuff last couple of days, and it's a really good program. So anyway, I throw that out there. I don't mean to freak people out about stuff.
No, listen, we have been at historical lows for foreclosures because, well, for one thing, interest rates were 3%, and there's not been as many people purchasing homes in the last 2 years as had been the prior years, right? So, but, as people, some people do lose their jobs due to the recession or whatever we have coming up here. We may see an increase in foreclosures. I think that just stands to reason that'll happen at some point here. So are we going to have a bunch of them around here? Probably not a bunch of them. I wouldn't imagine.
I wouldn't imagine either. I mean, they are in the more remote parts of
Washington. And you guys, the lending rules have been so much more strict since 2008, 2010 timeframe that, the lenders really made it hard for buyers to qualify to get into a home. So we're not going to see kind of that same trajectory that we did in, 2009, 2010, when we saw quite a few foreclosures coming on the market. So that's not going to happen this time. And it's not this time. It's not another time like 2009. It's just we see the economy slowing a tad. Finally, we have proof that this economy is slowing a tad. And so we could see some outcome from that, in the housing market. So we may see a few foreclosures.
Right. And
the house I was talking about earlier, that one's a short sale. And so just, people getting in over their head, in this case, it was hard money So
Yeah.
that's a tough loan.
And
Don't want
they
to
don't
stay in
call
hard
it,
money long.
they don't call it hard money for nothing.
No,
It's
brutal. It can be brutal.
be
So
rough. Tough to catch. You know what the tough part about hard money is? It's hard to catch up if you get a little bit behind. It's just really
yeah,
difficult to catch up. And
yeah.
so it's. But anyways, I thought I'd mention that. It is an interesting program. It's easy to qualify. You can get in the 500s on your credit score, and with $100 down, get into a home, fix it up, and walk into some serious equity. And in a lot of ways, you can transform your life. You really can. So
Yeah.
I just
Well,
thought I
just
would
getting into a home, in general is a good life step, right? Because that
It's
way you start building equity when the real estate market goes up, you're not left on the sidelines. You're building equity with everybody else as the market goes up. Whether it's due to inflation or whatever is causing the market to go up, you just want to be along for the ride. So it's a good idea to get into a house if you can, and not, remain on the sidelines, because the market's probably not going to go down anytime soon, barring a slight adjustment or something, if the economy did really tank in. But we have such a sheer shortage of housing. It's hard for me to imagine much of a correction.
Right. No.
Until we start saturating the economy with enough housing for people to have places to live in this part of the state. So
I will say this much. I just got an email from my lender rep over at one of my lenders, and it's an interesting email. He says, this is true. You can see volume starting to pick up, right? Especially on the refinance side a little bit. He says, with volume picking up, I'll be in the office longer for the upcoming weeks. Moving forward, I'll be in the office from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m., Monday through Thursday. Those are long hours, 11 hours a day.
That's long hours.
Then 9 to
Well,
5
they must be anticipating refinances starting to come in.
They are, yeah.
That has to be what it is, because it's the purchases haven't started going up yet. At least not from my not on my end anyway. I haven't noticed it.
Two interesting stats that came in today. One, mortgage applications overall were up 45%. The mortgage applications that came in this past week, 45% of them were refinances.
Oh, no kidding. So
so
the refinances are starting to, because I think there was some people that could have actually benefited from that drop, because it was enough of a drop. If you bought in October, November, probably could have dropped your loan rate by at least 1% or more.
Yes. And with all that activity, one thing that was interesting also that came out today with the mortgage application data was that purchase volume was up 1%. 1 measly percent. That was it.
That's not much. And Dan and I were talking about that, because we're like, wow, what a buying opportunity the last week has been for buyers to get into a loan for less than they would have been able to, the previous 5 months. And nobody really jumped. No, not many buyers, made
not yet. I don't think
that information, So it's kind of funny,
I do think that's going to change going forward. I really do. But I'm not trying to, just be hopeful. I do think legitimately you're going to start seeing, with lower interest rates, and see more people coming back in the market. I think part of it might be that it's August and it's seasonal right now.
I think people have to hear about it first, right? I think the general needs to work its way through the general population, that interest rates are down a bit, and that now could be an opportunity to jump in the market. I think, a lot of price reductions out there too, across the board in all the counties, lots and lots of price reductions, almost as many price reductions as new listings coming on the market in many cases. So, interesting to note that.
Yep.
So
that's right.
People aren't sitting on the market for a month and then deciding to reduce price. They're usually on the market for a couple of weeks and, may make an adjustment at that point. So, market time costs sellers money, as you well know, Dan.
As we've talked about,
we know that for a fact.
We've talked about many times. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's I gotta run.
Yep.
I'm about 4:20 right now, and I gotta.
I think we covered everything, Dan.
I think we have for now, but next week is going to
Okay.
be
Very interesting.
I think it's going to be a very interesting week next week. Yes, yes.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
anyways,
Well, thanks
thanks.
for joining, Dan. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much, and we'll touch base again next week.
Okay, sounds good. See you later,
All
Dan.
right.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thanks. Bye, Dan.
Bye bye, Kat.
See ya.